So hey guys, so welcome to another Warframe video, and about a month ago, maybe even 2 months at this point even, I made a video about a weapon called the Cycron, which I personally thought was a really cool idea that was unfortunately executed very poorly. It's a secondary beam weapon that uses the same ammo system as arc ring weapon, so it only has one magazine which will automatically recharge if you stop firing for a while. Now, why am I talking about it again? Well, first of all, it got buffed. They made it so that if you don't fire off your entire magazine, the recharge time is significantly lower, which really cuts down on the downtime you have with the weapon. But it's also an amazing supportive weapon for the new dual-wielding system that we got with update 21 thanks to Condition Overload, which is a mod that increases your melee damage for each status effect you have active on the enemy. So with all that said, my new Cycron build is really weird, but it's just designed to proc as much status as fast as possible. Nothing more, nothing less. The mods I have here are Stunning Speed, so it recharges faster and it also gives a little bit of status chance. Then I have Jolt, Pistol Pestilence, Scorch and Ice Storm, which gives me loads of status chance, but it also gives me radiation and viral damage. And since this is the Cycron, it is still going to proc heat damage even though we've combined it into radiation, which is awesome. Then I have Lethal Torrent for even more fire rate, so we have more status, Quick Draw, so it recharges even faster, and finally Anemic Agility, which adds a ludicrous amount of fire rate, so we end up with a grand total of 217.5% status per second. That's a lot. And once again, this is just designed to proc as much status as fast as possible, okay? It's also a zero forma build, which is nice too. Now, the melee weapon I'm using with this is the Orvius. I'm running Astral Twilight, but I don't think it matters for the dual wielding system. I have Prime Pressure Point for damage. Then, of course, we have to add Condition Overload because the build wouldn't really make sense without it. Then I have Berserker for attack speed, Blood Rush, which adds crits, which are, okay, but it's mostly there to proc Berserker because the Orvius is pretty slow even with Primed Fury. Then we have Vicious Frost, Virulent Scourge and Voltaic Strike for cold and corrosive damage. And finally Drifting Contact for longer combo duration, so it's easier to stack Blood Rush, and also some extra status chance. And this allows you to proc Impact, Slash, Puncture, Cold, Corrosive, Radiation, Viral and Heat very quickly without swapping weapons or having any outside help. Now, unfortunately, it's really hard to demonstrate the power of this combo in the Simulacrum because the glaive flings enemies all over the place, so more often than not they just fall off the edge and die. But you can see how strong this can be on this napalm right here. He gets flung back but hits the pillar, so I immediately run over, spray him with the Cycron, boop, 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 and he is dead. I think it's kind of funny because there are a lot of weapons in the game that perform amazingly well in the Simulacrum but are complete ass when you take them into a normal mission. This is the exact opposite because I wasn't very impressed when I was initially testing it in the Simulacrum because I thought it would just be annoying to have the enemies fly all over the place and having to run after them all the time. But as soon as I did a normal mission, I realized that no, the enemies don't really fly all over the place because they usually just hit a wall or some rock, a box or a pipe. And I've also realized that the vast majority of enemies die in 1 or 2 hits, which is pretty impressive considering that I was doing a Kuva Flood mission. Now, the reason why I decided to go with the Cycron rather than another secondary weapon that maybe does more damage or has physical damage so we can proc more status is because of the way it works, the infinite ammo and the way it recharges. You can just spray the Cycron around, proc a bunch of status, and then go ham with the Orvius until it's recharged again. You don't have to stop and reload. So yeah, this is a combo that I would definitely recommend you try out. It's really fluid, it's fun to play, and it does a lot of damage as well. And that's pretty much it for the video. This one is going to be pretty short because I don't want to stress my voice too much. I don't want to lose it again. So as always guys, I hope you have enjoyed the video. I thank you very much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye bye.